We are in a cold room of a bank office in downtown Chicago. The year is 1978. There are gray metal shelves on the walls, filled with hundreds of files. Fluorescent lights cast a harsh, white glare over the room. Muhammad Ali sits at the head of a mahogany table. He is wearing a dark suit that doesn't quite fit him. His tie is loosened. On his face, there isn't the fatigue of the ring, but an expression of desperation never seen before. His hands are clasped on the table, but his fingers won't stop moving, tapping against each other. Rhythmically, restlessly. 3 men sit across from him. One is the regional manager of the bank, one is an auditor from the IRS, and the other is Ali's lead attorney, who hasn't left his side for years. The attorney slowly opens the thick, leather-bound file in front of him. The rustle of paper echoes in the silent room like the crack of a whip. "I want to hear the numbers," Ali says. His voice is hoarse. The damage from the Leon Spinks fight is still in his throat. "Don't tell me stories, just tell me the result." "Tax debt," says the auditor, avoiding Ali's eyes. He looks at the paper in front of him. "Mistakes made by your accountants. Unreported income. Penalties have piled up on all of it. With interest, the figure the government demands is $4 million. Ali nods. He realizes that the men he trusted for years, the ones who said, "You just fight, we'll handle the rest," handled absolutely nothing. "Donations and pledges," says the banker, spreading a long list across the table. "The checks you signed last month are about to bounce. The Children's Hospital in Harlem, the nursing home in Louisville, the former Boxers Association." The banker takes off his glasses and places them on the table. His voice is as cold as a doctor delivering a death notice. "Champ, you help everyone. You don't turn away anyone who comes to your door or reaches out a hand. But the bottom of the safe is visible. In fact, it's punctured." "People were hungry," Ali says. His gaze wanders over the varnish of the table. "While I was eating steaks in luxury hotels, they were hungry. How could I turn my back?" "We understand," says the attorney, trying to soften his tone. "But your generosity became an opportunity for others. Managers, promoters, even those sycophants you call friends. While you were giving it away, they were filling their pockets. They made millions off the name Ali, but they left you only crumbs." Ali picks up the pen on the table, a heavy metal pen. He turns it between his fingers. "So, I have no money?" he asks. "I am the most recognizable face in the world, but I don't have money to buy lunch?" "You have money, champ," says the attorney with bitter honesty. "But it's all in other people's pockets. The houses are mortgaged. The training camp is foreclosed. The cars, even they are leased." Ali drops the pen onto the table. The sound of metal hitting wood seals the verdict in the room. He has dropped his guard, not just in the ring, but in his life. He trusted people. He signed blank papers. And now he is paying the price for his boundless goodwill. Just then, the door opens. His manager, Herbert Muhammad, walks in. The atmosphere changes the moment he enters the room. He wears that familiar, relaxed merchant smile, believing he can market anything. His suit is flawless. The gold watch on his wrist gleams. "Gentlemen," Herbert says, as if walking into a party rather than a funeral home, "don't worry. Fix those long faces. The solution is on the way." He pulls a thick envelope from the inside pocket of his jacket. He places it on the table, next to Ali's trembling hand. "What is this?" Ali asks. "Riyadh," says Herbert. His eyes are shining. "Saudi Arabia." Ali frowns. His exhaustion turns to anger. "Another exhibition match, Herbert? Are we selling my body again? Do you want me to get in the ring in this sick state and act like a clown?" "No," says Herbert. He pulls his chair closer to Ali. "No gloves this time. No beating this time. They just want your name. King Khaled is inviting you personally. They are sending a private jet, preparing palaces. And from what I hear, they are preparing an offer big enough to cover all your generosity, build all those hospitals single-handedly, and burn every debt paper on this table. Ali looks at the envelope. It bears the royal crest, gold leaf. He doesn't worry about the debts for himself, but his family. School tuitions, the foundations he helps. Thousands of people who look at him as hope. If he accepts this money, he can help more people. He can feed more bellies. Maybe this is a path of salvation God has sent him. Ali takes the envelope. He puts it in his pocket. We are going just to listen, he says. No signatures. We will just listen. Hours later, we are on a royal jet soaring 30,000 feet above the Atlantic Ocean. The interior resembles a flying palace more than a plane. The seatbelts are cast in pure gold. The carpets are hand-woven silk. The window trims are mahogany. Ali sits alone by the window. On the table in front of him, there are exotic fruits and caviar in silver dishes. But he hasn't touched them. He holds a book in his hand, but doesn't turn the pages. He just watches the pitch-black darkness outside. In the back of the plane, it is a completely different world. Ali's team. Bodyguards, assistants, press agents, old friends from the neighborhood. Champagne corks are popping. Laughter drowns out the turbulence noise. "The Saudis are rich," someone shouts, spraying food from his mouth. "Did you hear?" The king gives Rolex watches to his guests. "We struck gold thanks to Ali," says another, raising his glass. "When this job is done, I'm getting myself a Mercedes." Ali turns his head slightly and looks at them. There is no anger in his eyes, only a deep, heavy sadness. They are not Ali's parasites. They are Ali's responsibility. Ali picked them up from the streets. He took unemployed boxers, friends fresh out of prison, to his side. He gave them jobs, gave them food. Now, while they celebrate the selling of Ali's name, Ali thinks about how he will feed them in the future, how he will keep this massive ship afloat. His manager, Herbert, sits next to him with a calculator in his hand. The sounds of him hitting the keys give Ali a headache. "Just think, Mohammed," says Herbert. "If my sources are correct, the offer will be at least $50 million. $50 million. No more dealing with those lawyers. No more being crushed in front of those bankers. You will be able to help anyone you want. You will build any mosque you want." Ali turns to Herbert. His eyes are weary. "What will be the cost, Herbert?" he asks in a whisper. "No one gives anyone $50 million for nothing." "What does it matter?" says Herbert with a shrug. "Money is money. Whether it comes from the ring or the palace, the color is the same." "Money is a tool," says Ali. "What matters is who holds it, and what that holding hand will ask of you." Ali turns back to the window. He doesn't have luxury cars or palaces on his mind. He only has a saying his father told him when he was little on his mind. "Own your own name, son, or else you'll be someone else's slave." When the plane lands at Riyadh Airport, the desert wind blows hot. Even though it is midnight, the air is stifling. There are hundreds of people on the tarmac. But this is not the enthusiastic crowd Ali is used to. Princes in white robes, ministers, generals. They are lined up. When Ali gets off the plane, they don't shout, "Ali! Ali!" They don't scream. They just bow silently, respectfully. This silence feels heavier to Ali than the noise. They put Ali in an armored Rolls-Royce. As they drive to the city center, Ali looks at the massive buildings rising from the middle of the desert, the cranes, the illuminated boulevards. "This place is different," Ali says to himself. "This isn't Vegas. This isn't Zaire." The Saudi host beside him hears this whisper and smiles. "This is the kingdom, Mr. Ali. Here, everything has an owner, even the grain of sand." Ali etches this sentence into his mind. Everything has an owner. So, who will be Ali's owner? His room in the palace is bigger than his entire house in Chicago. Priceless paintings on the walls, carpets reaching up to his ankles. Even the water flowing from the taps smells of roses. At dinner, the table set before them has enough food to feed an African village for a year. Lambs on golden trays, mountains of rice. His team attacks the food as if they have just come out of a famine. Ali sees them slipping silver cutlery into their pockets. He feels ashamed. He lowers his head. He watches how money turns needy people into monsters. At midnight, there is a knock on his door. It is the king's chief advisor. "Tomorrow morning," says the advisor. His voice is serious. "His Majesty will make you the offer of a lifetime. This is not just a money matter, Mr. Ali. This is a matter of destiny. Please prepare your heart." Ali cannot sleep that night. He stays up by the window. He prays, looking into the darkness of the desert. His heart is ready, but his mind is confused. Debts, friends, expectations, they all weigh on his shoulders like a mountain. The next morning, the grand carved doors of the palace open. King Khaled sits at the head of a long, polished table. Behind him hangs a massive map of Saudi Arabia. When Ali enters, the king breaks protocol and stands up. He walks over and hugs Ali tightly. "My brother," says the king, "welcome home." Ali sees sincerity in the king's eyes. King Khaled is not a bad man. He is a devout, generous leader, and he looks at Ali not as a boxer, but as a hero of Islam. They take their seats. Tea is drunk. Words of courtesy are exchanged. But the tension in the air is palpable. Everyone is waiting for the main topic. Then the king signals the advisor next to him. The advisor places a thick, leather-bound file on the table. "Muhammad," says the king. His voice is fatherly. "We know your troubles. We know how that exploitative system in America has drained you, how the leeches around you have exhausted you." The king places his hand on the file. "We want to liberate you. We want to save you from those chains." He slides the file across the table, extending it to Ali. Ali lifts the cover of the file. On the first page, there is a number, $100 million. Ali's breath catches. He blinks and looks again. The number doesn't change. This money means freedom. No more being a toy for managers. No more sweating in front of bank clerks. No more bowing his head when asking for help. A fortune enough for 7 generations. Ali turns the page. The conditions section. Article 1. Renunciation of American citizenship. Article 2. Transition to Saudi Arabian citizenship. Article 3. Permanent residence in Riyadh. Article 4. To be the sole authorized global ambassador of Islam and the kingdom. Ali finishes reading and looks up. The king starts speaking, his voice excited. "With this money, you can establish your own foundation, Muhammad. You can build mosques and schools all over the world. You won't be dependent on those in America who treat you like a second-class citizen, who call you names. Come, live with us. Like a prince, like a king." Ali's manager, Herbert, squeezes Ali's leg under the table, digging his nails in. "Say yes," he whispers with his mind. "I beg you, say yes." Ali looks at the king. Then he closes his eyes. Faces appear in the darkness. Those small black children in America. The kids waiting for hours behind wire fences just to watch him train. The old women in the ghettos. The factory workers saying, "Fight for us, Ali." They looked at Ali and said, "If he made it, we can make it too. If he accepts this money, he can save them. He can build hospitals for them. But by abandoning them, their hero Muhammad Ali will die, and in his place will come Saudi Arabian Prince Ali, a stranger waving to them from his luxury palace." Ali opens his eyes. He slowly closes the file. "Your Majesty," Ali says. His voice trembles, but is determined. "I am humbled by your generosity." "Do you accept?" the king asks hopefully. Ali stands up. He pushes his chair back. "You offer me a fortune. You give me the power to make my dreams come true." Ali leans on the table. He looks into the king's eyes. "But my dreams are tied to my people's dreams." "I don't understand," says the king. He frowns. "My people are in America, Your Majesty. They are suffering. They are struggling, fighting against racism, against poverty. I am their voice." Ali places his hand on his chest, over his heart. "If I change my passport, If I abandon them to live in a comfortable palace, to enter that golden cage, my voice will be cut off. No one listens to a rich general who fled, leaving his people on the battlefield. The king interrupts, his voice rising. But you can help them from here. With money, you can do more. Money feeds the stomach, Ali says, but honor feeds the soul. Ali's eyes fill with tears. A single tear rolls down his cheek. I taught those kids to stand tall in the face of hardship. I taught them not to be bought. If I sell myself now, I will have betrayed them. I will have killed their hope. Ali pushes the file toward the king. The file slides across that smooth table and stops in front of the king. I cannot take your money. I cannot take your citizenship. I am Muhammad Ali, from Louisville, Kentucky, and I will die that way. The room freezes. The advisors are stunned. The translator's mouth hangs open. Manager Herbert buries his head in his hands. He moans silently. He is devastated. The opportunity of a lifetime is slipping through his fingers. But King Khalid. The surprise on the king's face slowly fades. The king stands up. He walks around the table and comes to Ali's side. This short man stands before the giant champion. Do you know, Muhammad, says the king, I could have offered this money to anyone, kings, presidents, generals. They all would have taken it. The king takes Ali's hand, firmly. You didn't take it, because you are the only thing that cannot be bought. You are freedom. The king hugs Ali. I withdraw my offer, but my respect for you has increased 1,000-fold. Go and continue to be the voice of your people. May Allah open your path. When Ali returns to the hotel room, he is exhausted. He takes off his jacket and throws it on the armchair. His manager, Herbert, is having a nervous breakdown in the corner of the room. He throws a vase at the wall. Why? Herbert screams. His eyes are wild. Why, Muhammad? You could have saved us all. You could have saved your grandchildren. You are a madman. Ali sits on the bed and takes off his shoes. His feet are swollen. I could have saved you, Herbert, he says in a calm voice, but I would have lost myself. Ali lays his head on the pillow. He still doesn't have a dime in his pocket. When he returns to Chicago tomorrow, those bankers will confront him again. He will wake up with debts again. He will have to get into the ring with that sick body and take punches again. But in that moment, in the darkness of that hotel room, he feels like the richest man in the world, because he protected the greatest treasure, himself. Ali returned to America. He lived through hard years. Illness came. His hands started shaking. His speech slurred. Money troubles chased him for years. But he never regretted the decision he made that day in that palace, because the decision he made in Riyadh that day immortalized his legacy. He chose people, not money. He chose struggle, not comfort. He chose the right path, not the easy path. And today, when Muhammad Ali is mentioned, $100 million doesn't come to our minds. The image of that honorable man comes to our minds, lighting the Olympic torch with shaking hands, shaking the world, bowing to no one. Some debts are paid, some money is earned. Palaces crumble, kings die. But a soul once sold can never be bought back. Ali knew this, and that is why he was the greatest.